Good afternoon, folks. This is Cece with ISE, and we have got Tom and Janice of Modern Cleaning with us today to talk about how, what went into their decision to become a chemical-free cleaning company. And they've invited Diana Henley of Natural Care Cleaning Service in Houston, Texas, and Troy Knight of Greco Cleaning, Responsible Cleaning in Greenville, South Carolina, because both of them started their businesses chemical-free. So they have some additional ways that they were thinking about these businesses to get started, and hopefully it'll help you kind of see where this decision is coming from, and if you're thinking about your business is lining up somewhere, and maybe you should think about some changes, and how that can work to your advantage. Let's see. Tom, Janice, do we have you with us?
Yes.
We're here.
Fantastic.
How is everyone today?
Fantastic. Well, we are ready to get started. We've got a load of people joined already, and as always, we expect folks to join us as the webinar progresses. I'll make one note. During the webinar itself, we usually keep most of the folks who have joined us on mute just to make sure we don't have any background noise interference. If you have questions during the webinar, you can put your cursor right in the top center of your monitor. You'll get a drop down, and one of them says chat. And you can send me a chat message. This is Cece again, and I'll be able to see it. And if you've got questions as the webinar is progressing, please send those in. And if they're still on topic, I can break in and get the question answered right then. Otherwise, I'll wait until Tom and Janice and Diana and Troy break for some Q&A sessions throughout the webinar today. So we certainly look forward to it. And without any further ado, because I know we all want to hear what these guys have to say, Tom, Janice, take it away.
Thank you, Cece. I'm really excited about having Diana Henley and Troy Knight with us today because they're interesting people, they're fun to talk to, and they bring a fascinating perspective to kind of the journey that we followed. So I always enjoy talking to them about cleaning for health and chemical-free cleaning and their take on all of this.
And they're both two successful house cleaning business owners. Diana's been at it for a while, Troy relatively new, and they both embraced the concept of chemical-free cleaning or cleaning with some of the tools that we're going to be discussing here today.
I guess our journey started in 1994. Some of the trends, some of what we were concerned about with our startup was Charleston was a great market to start a cleaning business in, and we hit it at the right time. We had a lot of luxury homes, a lot of luxury vacation rentals, and it was just the Wild West, and we got in on it at a great time. We grew into a tri-county service within 6 years. Along the way, we were kind of bumbling around thinking there has to be a better way to do some of these things because we grew really big and we were successful really quickly. And so we started reaching out to other cleaning service owners in other parts of the country. And
I guess one thing led to another, and ARCSI was, we, along with a handful of other business owners from various parts of the country, were able to form ARCSI, and that was, a little over 10 years ago.
And ARCSI is Association of Residential Cleaning Services International now. And when we were growing, our concentration was on the business and changing and looking at innovations within the business itself to become successful. We were looking at GPS. We were playing with our scheduling software and
Yeah, we were doing a lot of stuff on the technology side, but the actual process of removing soil wasn't given a lot of attention. Starting out, we were just using ready-to-use chemicals and cotton, towels, rags. We did have cars right from the beginning, though. The limiting factor back and when we began was really finding qualified people, cleaning technicians. At the time, we didn't call them cleaning technicians. Quite honestly, we just called them the girls. Times have changed in that regard in a couple of different ways for the better. But we found that if we bought cars for the business, it would give us an opportunity to draw from a larger labor pool. It was really to the point that every time we picked up a car quickly, we could build another team. So we played that game, and even today, we've got over 30 cars in the fleet. Two-team approach, offering a high-end product at a higher price point. Not the most expensive, but certainly there's a premium that's paid for quality service, and we're able to command that.
And we even had offices all over the Low Country.
Yeah, one time we were working out of 3 different offices at one time, and that was primarily to help us recruit more labor. We would stand offices up in locations that would help us hire people.
But then 2008 happened, and what we saw, what was the recession, depression, the zombie apocalypse.
It was depressing to us.
It was what reduction did we see?
We lost about 25% of our business in what seemed to be overnight in a relatively short amount of time.
So what we started doing was looking at the industry trends. What were we seeing? What was happening in the industry that we could hope to help us through this? And of course, there was the green trend, but that green or eco-friendly chemicals, there were some that may have cleaned really well, but they were lost among the BS that the other people who were just greenwashing their chemicals and their products. It was very hard to find. Their sustainability, the term, was just beginning to be seen in 2008. It really hadn't taken off, but LEED adoption had. Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, I might have gotten the E's mixed up or in the wrong order, but that's through the Green Building, U.S. Green Building Group or Council. So that was really taking off, and we were excited about that. So we were looking very closely at that. Cleaning for Health has always been part of our wheelhouse because of our background. Then SIMS was just coming into the forefront, and we loved SIMS, and we implemented it immediately. And it did make a difference. In that, especially, we saw a difference in the economy, in that economy for our business. There were, in terms of economic trends here in our area, that caused us to really take a closer look and implement some of these things we are seeing in the industry. Mentioned the recession, mentioned a lot of big companies around here had big layoffs, and we saw just
a lot of competition, a lot of people, individuals, and just a lot of people came into the marketplace, lost their real jobs and needed to do something to make a buck. So we figured that we really needed to do something to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace and to some degree kind of reinvent ourselves.
So we need to step back a little bit. The first actual change we made that didn't involve the actual business process itself was in 1999 or thereabouts. We changed to ultra microfiber, and I'd seen it at an ISSA meeting, talked to a lot of the vendors, and picked one I really liked and talked Tom into it, and we saw an immediate improvement in our efficiency.
There was a major, we had homes that we were cleaning with our cotton towels, and just bringing the microfiber in, we were seeing a reduction in time in some homes of up to 10%, and it was just a matter of it removes soil more efficiently. which was a relief. And we did a lot of testing. We kind of knew that before we made the investment. At the time, microfiber was even a lot more expensive than it is now, and it was like $5 a towel we were paying at the time.
Yeah, you complained about that a lot. But it made such a difference. We started looking, hey, there's another part of our business we didn't even consider before, being able to make changes in that would positively affect our business and improve our efficiency. I had also been introduced to dry steam vapor at one of the ISSA meetings, and I talked to a lot of vendors, and there was one particular company who could actually answer my questions. They didn't speak to me in a condescending way when I asked my questions, and they had real answers, and they had research to back up their claims, and that was AdVap. And so they came and visited us, and I bought a ladybug, and pretty much for the next few years kind of piddled around with it, tried to figure out how to use it in our business. I was doing a lot of the estimates at that time, so I would find ways to set up a special cleaning of something when we were doing a job to see how it worked and what it did and what it couldn't do. And so that's kind of where we were with the ladybug until
and honestly, throughout that time, Janice, you know, all through from 2001 on, from time to time, she would try to, you know, convince me that we really needed to make a bigger investment and roll them out with our regular cleaning teams. But we were making money doing what we were doing, and just, you know, the motivation, quite frankly, just wasn't there. It was not part of the normal way of thinking for cleaning.
So then?
Then we needed to reinvent ourselves.
Right.
We needed to do something to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace, and we got serious about it and started doing some testing, started going through a process where we were actually able to roll it out. And I guess by about 2009, we had every one of our cleaning teams was using dry vapor steam.
Yeah,
and
we basically retrained, 60 people about, including our office staff. We had to redo all our marketing. We had to talk with our clients and make them comfortable with the change. And
it's a long process, and actually we've had other webinars, and if you want to see the nitty-gritty details of how we did the implementation, there's another recorded session that we'll distribute a link to that at the end of this if anybody would like to get into that. But needless to say, it took a lot of thought and work and planning and a lot of involvement on the part of a lot of people. So
today, our primary service offering is chemical-free cleaning. We have a small percentage of current clients who were grandfathered into our current business. They wouldn't give up their chemicals. That's a very small percentage, though. We own approximately 40% of our market share, and cleaning for health is what we're known for, especially within the health community, medical community, and patient referrals show that. If someone cares about having their home cleaned in a healthy way, more than likely they're our customer here in this area. Go ahead.
This is a slide from some of the surveys that we do. We initially implemented our cleaning process, and we did a lot of surveys with clients, with prospective clients, with people who've been with us for a long time, our cleaning technicians, but this was showing us that 65% of the people that we were surveying tell us that they had a preference for chemical-free cleaning, and this was right when these were incumbents. These were clients that we'd had for some time, so they had a baseline of the before and after, and out of that population, 65% liked the new cleaning procedure better. 25% said that they were fine with either one, and about 10% said they preferred the old method, and the biggest reason for that was the fragrance.
So our goals before we started our switch from regular or traditional cleaning is what we call it now to our chemical-free, were we were pretty much looking to reduce our supply costs and lighten the caddies for our cleaners, and eliminate the need for a wide assortment of chemicals that we kind of fell into that trap. We streamlined our cleaning procedure looking to improve efficiency, and we did, and also improved our sales. That was from several different areas. We improved our sales. We educated our cleaning technicians and our office staff, and that made the biggest difference because they were able to speak to our clients and our potential clients in an educated way about our new cleaning procedures that really kind of sold people on it. The state-of-the-art cleaning technology that we were incorporating into our cleaning procedures, it afforded us the perception of having cleaning expertise, which sure helped and was really nice. And then, of course, the ultimate goal, cleaning for health, reduce exposure to chemicals except where we really needed to use them in a targeted way, and also improved indoor air quality.
Well, from a client feedback standpoint, we touched upon this earlier. One of the biggest points of pushback was that it didn't smell like traditional cleaning. A lot of people out there believe that your bathroom is supposed to smell like a pine tree and your kitchen is supposed to smell like a lemon, and if it doesn't, it can't be clean. Another area with showers aren't as clean. I guess one of the issues that they are dealing with is removing mold stains.
Right, and that took us a while to really get our arms around and solve, and that was not a really long time, but we played with a few different ways to solve that.
And the Ladybug, the dry steam vapor machine that we use, I mean, it's not really noisy. I mean, the decibel level is really low, but it's just a sound that some people aren't used to hearing in their home. And I think that was a rare occurrence. But
yeah, we had like 3 people who, you know, they're always there during the cleaning, that mostly seniors.
But there were some areas that we received feedback on. Cleaning floors, I guess, was pretty much a slam dunk. Everyone would agree that the floors always were cleaner because there was no chemical residue, and they would stay cleaner longer because the residue wasn't there to attract soil.
Yeah, the same thing with the counters. Just the difference in the shine in both on the floors and on stone counters was amazing. And there was no odor, no scent to be detected, and a lot of people liked that, except for the few diehards who really said it doesn't smell clean. They didn't understand that clean really has no scent. It's the absence of any type of odor, whether it be foul or whether it be pleasant.
And that's part of an ongoing education process with your clients and your prospective clients. And I guess there's a lot of preconceived notions about that on the scent side, and a lot of us are pre-programmed for that over a number of years, and you really have to communicate the fact that that odor really isn't a good thing. I'm going to shift gears now.
Okay, Diana, are you ready?
I think her phone is muted. There we go. Hey, Diana, you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, excellent. I'd like to introduce Diana Henley with Natural Care Home Cleaning Services from Houston, Texas, who has a long history and experience with cleaning in this manner.
Thanks, Tom. Okay, I got started in 2008, in August of 2008, actually. Before that, I was a stay-at-home mom. And at home, I actually made my own products. And so I learned how to, mix lye and oils and make soap, and I'd grate that down and make laundry soap. So I really enjoyed a more natural approach to cleaning. But mostly what I used was just really hot water and soap. That was how I cleaned my kitchen. That was how I cleaned my bathroom. So when I decided to start this cleaning company, I came at it with that in mind. So in August of 2008, we opened our doors, and I started Natural Care with just one ladybug. I hired 2 cleaning technicians, and I, started learning how to clean with steam. At that time, I didn't know any other company that was cleaning this way, and I really received a lot of naysaying. I would ask people, well, how come they're just using steam for carpets and mattresses or grout? How come people just don't clean homes that way? And I was told that you just couldn't do that and be successful. And so I didn't believe them, obviously. So when I started, I researched ladybugs, or steam machines actually, quite a bit, and I was really drawn to the ladybug. And so I really liked the ladybug. Primarily, it was safety. I was very concerned about the safety of the steam, and I wanted to make sure that I was comfortable handing it over to somebody else to clean. The ladybug has a great design. It has the continuous fill, and so that really sold me. Another thing I really liked about the ladybug is that it is an EPA-registered disinfectant, and I'm a skeptic. And so there were a lot of machines out there that made claims of disinfection, but I wasn't really buying it. I really wanted to see the proof, and I need third-party testing, frankly. So I started cleaning with the ladybug, and basically just a caddy full of green seal-certified products. I wasn't thrilled with the products, and I wasn't thrilled with the word green. I was really kind of nervous about that word. I was already getting, uncomfortable using it. Before I started the company, I was an organic co-op partner. So my family was about minimizing chemicals in our home. We didn't, we ate organically, we grew organically. I didn't bring a lot of chemicals in our home to clean with. And so the word green, though, I remember when I was researching different products to use in my service, and I would type in green products, Simple Green came up, which horrified me because it's not remotely green. And so in the way that I felt like I was trying to convey to potential clients. And so I tried to really focus on what was important to me, and that was health. And so I thought about what I would bring into my home. And I just decided that I would not bring anything into my client's home that I wasn't comfortable bringing into my own home. And so I came at it from that perspective. When I started using the green products, though, the Green Seal certified products, to me, they had a lot of unnecessary ingredients and a lot of I just wasn't. There were a lot of claims were made that I felt like weren't really backed up, and some do work really well, but I wasn't 100% convinced that that was the way I wanted to go. So I started coming at it from the perspective of, thinking back to when I was a stay-at-home mom. I knew that I wasn't going to pull out the baking soda and the lavender essential oils and start cleaning that way. That wasn't what I wanted to do. But I started picking apart the products, and I started looking at the ingredients in there and deciding what was really necessary and what wasn't necessary. And so I believe my second year in, I went to a chemist and said, I like these Oxy products, but they're not very strong and they don't work as well as I need them to work, and they really have a lot of unnecessary ingredients. And we picked it apart and were able to formulate a product that I really loved and worked for me. And I needed something that would work fast and still do a really good job. Then I went on to the next really product, and that's how I've kind of handled it, is I just go through my bucket and decide what I don't like and take it out and add something else. And so our first couple of years we used a really strong vinegar to remove hard water because although the ladybug, we found really efficient ways to remove it off of shower doors and walls, I needed something for the faucets and the shower heads, that sort of thing. and we were using the vinegar, and it was leaving, you know, just really strong VOCs, and clients complained about the odor, and so we were able to move on to citric acid, and that's, you know, been a huge problem solver for us. We also decided that we weren't happy with the Green Seal certified toilet cleaner, and we have managed to come up with a citric acid and oxy product that works very efficiently. Once again, we're wanting to do it well, but we're also wanting to get the clean done fast. So that's really how we got started. I mean, today I focus on making sure we highlight how we are different. There's a ton of maid services in Houston, and, you know, like everybody else, a lot of individuals cleaning, but I feel like I've done a pretty good job at showing our clients, our potential clients, that we offer a lot of things that the other companies just can't. We are great at add-ons. We do a ton of add-ons, and so that's something that has managed to really separate us. I think we have some clients that just get everything in their home steamed every single time we come in, from the mattresses to the carpets to the sofas. And so that's really how we got started. And, you know, today we're looking more towards, you know, we've managed to get our system in place with the cleaning and the products, and now we're kind of looking how we can expand that. So that's it. That's how we got started.
Well, thank you, Diana. That was helpful and kind of an interesting story of how you started out from scratch. So you guys never cleaned with traditional cleaning chemicals, is that correct?
No, never. No, the most conventional thing we did was buy Green Seal certified products.
Okay. Do you hire people who have previous cleaning experience?
I do. I hire both, and I really have had no issue converting people. Right away, they can feel the difference. You know, their hands, they don't have to smell the ammonia or the bleach or whatever it was before that they were cleaning with. And I actually have a program in our company where our employees can borrow the ladybugs, and they borrow them all the time to use in their own home. So they're fully converted. They love the ladybugs.
Yeah, I think that's when I knew that we'd been successful in converting our cleaning technicians too, is when they started asking to borrow it for use at home. I mean, that is just the best.
You know you're there.
You know you're there when that happens.
Now, thank you, Diana. We're now going to shift gears a little bit and go to Troy Knight. Troy Knight also cleans with this type of technology. His story is similar in some regards, but different in others, because he's relatively new to this industry. Started about 6 months ago, maybe a little less than that, actually. And Troy, are you with us?
I'm here, Tom.
Great, thank you.
Okay,
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your company?
Owner of Greco Cleaning in Greenville, South Carolina, and just a little different because I obviously haven't been at it as long as Diana and Tom and Janice, but founded Greco Cleaning with the initial intent, really, that we were going to use green, eco-friendly products. We were going to use the Green Seal certified type products, or EPA designed for the environment. And that's really how I came up with the name Greco, the green, because we're going to focus on green and the eco for eco-friendly cleaning products. And then before I started, though, I was doing a lot of research, developing the business plan, because really my background has been in really corporate America and manufacturing, and decided to start a cleaning service. So I did a lot of research, and in doing that, realized there were benefits of using science and technology that far exceeded just the green cleaning products that you see out on the shelves. So before we even began, I purchased the dry steam vapor with tanks, the Ladybug, spoke with the folks at AdVap, and realized there were a lot of benefits. So I knew I wanted to incorporate that into how we were cleaning. And really we started with that product, and then we started adding some other chemical-free processes or technologies, the liquid ozone or aqueous ozone using the Lotus Pro, and also the deionized water, and we can talk a little bit about those. But really the ladybug, like Diana, I was in favor of using it because it was recognized by the EPA as a disinfecting device. There are a lot of other studies out there that give a lot of credence to what they're doing, what the technology can do. So I didn't have to go say, I'm Troy, trust me. There was actually organizations backing that up, as well as with the aqueous ozone. It is also recognized by the USDA as an organic and also exceeds the EPA standards as a surface sanitizer. Both of those are well labeled on the devices, so when you meet with clients, you can show them that here's the number, here's what the EPA says, as well as additional information that's out there. But I knew we had really made the right choice early on whenever we were meeting with one family, and they had a family of 4 with 4 children, and all they needed was someone to help clean their house. However, we discovered that the oldest child had severe allergies, and the family was really concerned with what was being brought into the home. So we told them we could put together a chemical-free cleaning process, told them about the ladybug, brought it in, used it in their shower, had a lot of soap scum, some mildew, and they were just amazed. Also told them I wanted to incorporate another device, told them about the Lotus Pro that creates the aqueous ozone. They met with their pediatrician because they were concerned when you hear the word ozone, some think what you breathe, it could be harmful, but since this was in a liquid state, there was no concerns. The doctor gave their approval. We purchased the unit, incorporated it, and really have been successful. And in this case, the family got the help they needed. The daughter was not being negatively impacted by any of the strong chemical smells, VOCs, or effects of traditional cleaning. And really from that point, I knew that we were on the right path to go chemical-free, or at least really make that our primary way of cleaning. Many will ask, does the customer really care? And really, if you're cleaning with chemical-free processes, you can meet the needs of multiple markets. There are going to be those that are concerned about chemicals in their home, and then there are going to be those who say, you know what, I don't really care, I just want my home cleaned. Well, with our process, we can service both of those markets. If we did not offer chemical-free cleaning, then there would be one market or one need that was out there that we would not be able to meet. So that's one advantage that chemical-free cleaning has brought to us. And I think we'll start seeing where those who are concerned about chemicals in the future, that starts to increase. And by then we should be in front of the curve, leading the pack as opposed to playing catch-up. The next slide, we talk about, cleaning for health, where that's what we're doing, not just to make it look good or for aesthetic purposes, but also as a business owner, there are several advantages that it brings me as a business owner. One, I think our clients are getting a better clean because while we're taking the dirt, dust, allergens out, we're not leaving the toxic residues, we're not leaving cleaning agents behind on counters, not worried as much about overspray because we're not going to be putting anything other than the liquid ozone, the dry steam vapor, the deionized water in most cases. Employees, there's a benefit we have there because they're not breathing the chemicals each day, their skin's not drying out. If there were a situation where they sprayed something and got a cleaning agent in their eye, the process we use, not near as concerned about that if it were a traditional chemical. If they place a bottle somewhere, a bottle leaks, not near as concerned as if I would be as if they were using traditional chemicals. And then the business, because of those reduced risk, I also feel that I'm at a position where my liability is reduced as well, because I don't have to worry, did something get mixed improperly? Is the pH off because of how we mixed it? So a lot of advantages there. It does give us marketing advantages because we are different. We offer something others are not able to offer or have chosen not to offer, as well as cost advantages, because while there is a upfront cost in the equipment, I think it more than pays for itself over time because of the reduced expense when compared to purchasing traditional cleaning chemicals. So a lot of advantages that I'm seeing from the chemical-free cleaning processes. And then next slide we look at, we'll talk a moment about just, the fact that we're able to go in, we're able to clean in their homes, we're able to see a lot of improvements and really differentiate ourselves from others. So that's what we're doing. That's what chemical-free's done for us. And the first 6 months have been pretty good. Right now we have about 20, 25 customers, somewhere along in there. We're growing at a rate of about 5 customers a month. We are doing about 40 recurring cleanings as well as some one-time cleanings, move in, move out. So, we're still steep in that learning curve, but so far the chemical-free process has been working for us.
That's great, Troy. Thank you for sharing a little bit. We're going to quickly be moving on here, so we're going to have some time for a lot of Q&A. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of questions here. Just kind of in summary.
It's chemical-free cleaning. I mean, it is kind of a misnomer because there are places where you can't avoid using some type of chemical. But the best part about it is you get to reduce the total amount of chemicals that you do have to use, and it's a very targeted use. So you're not using it day in and day out. You're not exposing your people or your clients to the hazards that comes along with that. Developing and implementing a procedure, any type of new procedure, takes time and dedication and especially measurement. And I think that's what kind of excited me about hearing both Troy and both Diana's story, is because they felt the same way and they're doing that too. And I guess I didn't such a anomaly there. But I mean, I've actually, when we tell our stories, sometimes people just go, "Oh, I could never do that. That's a waste of time." But it really isn't, especially if you want to do right and be successful.
And in time, more and more people start to demonstrate that as well.
And I do think you're seeing it especially in LEED and especially in SIMS, where that's part of the whole process of becoming certified. And I think hopefully more and more people will realize it's important.
I guess the point is the internal operations. I mean, you just can't buy the equipment. I know a lot of people buy the equipment and it sits in the corner of their office forever. They don't even use it.
Yeah, we've heard that a lot.
So, I mean, it takes work, and you have to, you're starting out, you have to have a plan, as Troy and Diana both shared. And if you're existing business using traditional methods, you have to have a transition plan. And I guess finally, Janice mentioned that chemicals are still required, or at least practical. We still use chemicals in our business, much more sparingly than we used to.
Yes.
First-time ins, restorative type cleaning, a lot of times just from a price standpoint.
And a labor standpoint.
Doing work for apartment complexes, move-out clean, stuff like that sometimes. But my share of our work, cleaning Mrs. Jones's house every other week, normal maintenance, that's really where this works the best. slide got out of order here just a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Diana, I think this was you and some of the things that you're doing in your business with dry steam vapor in particular. Would you like to speak to this for a moment?
I'm sorry, Tom, what was the question?
The slide that's on the screen now is referring to the add-ons that you do in your business.
Oh, right. Yes, we do a ton of add-ons. Sorry. Early on, I knew that I wanted more than just the biweekly clean, and so we started adding these wet work only cleans, and that's a huge seller for us. Anytime I have a or something that I want to upgrade, it's usually pretty simple with that. But just our general add-ons, we run a special every week, and so every week our clients get an email with their arrival time, and it tells them what our special is. And we really try to focus on the steam, and it's a big seller for us. So although we might, you know, when we do pantry rearranges and straighten those out, we'll get some, but what really kind of shoots our numbers up is when we offer our mattress steams or our sofa steams and chair steams. And, you know, regularly when we book initial cleans, I'll hear the ladies in the office just adding a lot of the upholstery steams and carpets and stuff. But we do spend a lot of time kind of talking about that with our clients, and we let them know it's a good way for us to keep up, you know, with the spring cleaning for them. And frankly, in my own home, I've discovered that when I get a clean, steaming my sofas every time is very effective in keeping down the, you know, the kids and the animals and all of that. So it's a really big add-on for us, and we, you know, we tend to sell those fairly well.
Thank you, Diana.
So basically you can do a lot of add-ons with steam vapor. And so people are so worried about how am I going to make money with that? Well, I think Diana's kind of answered that question.
Cece, we have a little bit of time left. Do we have any questions?
We do. We've got a whole bunch of questions. Let's see. Top of the list, you've all mentioned that there are some occasional times when the dry steam vapor or the aqueous ozone or the deionized water just don't quite do what you need it to do, and you use chemicals very sparingly. Can you give us some examples of some of those common places where the chemical-free isn't the best option and you use chemicals sparingly and safely?
Diana, you want to take that one?
Sure. The first hole that I found was stain removal. Although if you are cleaning grout, it does a really good job with most of the mold in the grout, but there were some areas in the shower that we felt like weren't getting clean enough. A real hot spot for us, and probably because I have a huge porcelain sink at home, the sink still looked dingy to me. I knew it was clean and it was disinfected, but it was still kind of dingy looking, and that's where we came up with the Oxy. I really wanted the home to present well, you know, as well as being healthy and clean. Another thing was the hard water. So we had to come up with some sort of acid to get rid of the hard water, and we've been pretty effective in getting rid of hard water on the doors and the walls with just the Ladybug and a little bit more elbow grease. But for shower heads and faucets and that sort of thing, a little bit of the citric acid is pretty effective there. Also, if you know, the Ladybug doesn't disinfect under the water line, so you have a choice of either getting the water out of the toilet or using something else under the water line. And so we use a product under the water line, and it's another oxy and citric acid, so it's nice. They kind of prep it and let it sit, and it does the work for them, so when they get around to it, it's fairly easy to clean. Those are really those were the main things where we felt like we needed to add something.
Yes, that's been our experience also.
I think I've heard Janice talk about the water line, that one coming up frequently, that you can't use water to disinfect below the water line, and that becomes a challenge. Is that correct, Janice?
Oh, yes. The toilets, you can push the water. There's a technique where you can push the water as far into the bottom of the toilet bowl, or into that, what is that called?
Basically, you're just pumping the water out of the toilet.
Right. You're just shoving it out with your swab or with your brush, but that only goes so far. There's still if you're gonna even bother to do that, because there's some toilets that it just won't work. You still have at least an inch or two of water, so we want to disinfect down there too. So we just chose a generic acid bowl cleaner, and we send it in a very small bottle, and that's all we really need, and they just clean with that.
Well, fantastic. Janice and Diana, both your responses kind of connect into the next question I'm going to ask. This is for Troy. I've got a couple people who are inquiring about your choice of the word responsible in the title of your cleaning company. It's unusual, though they kind of get it, but they want to know how you came up with that.
Well, when I came up with the name, I knew that in marketing I also wanted a tagline of some sort. And really, when we looked at how we were looking to clean, we wanted to do so in a responsible way. And I've used that really as a tagline, so hopefully people will ask what that means. And we use it really to differentiate ourselves. We define responsible cleaning as using chemical-free cleaning processes, cleaning surfaces without using toxic chemicals, eliminating products that may trigger allergies, and last thing point we make is that we're actually cleaning your home and protecting your family. That's how we define responsible cleaning. We felt it's important to be able to use that to differentiate ourselves so that we're not just, a locally owned, licensed, bonded, insured cleaning company that provides quality service. That's what responsible cleaning is about.
I think that's really an excellent tagline term to use in your tagline. I mean, it takes cleaning far beyond the, I guess, just the basic convention of making things look good, making them aesthetically pleasing, and it broadens out the value that cleaning brings to its fullest point.
Exactly. Cleaning's not a commodity anymore.
Absolutely. And Troy, I think I remember you telling me one time that you actually have that kind of explanation of responsible on the back of your business card. Is that right?
That's correct. We, on our business card, we've got the standard information you have on the front, but then on the back, we actually define responsible cleaning. We have that listed at the top, 4 points we make, and then the last point, we bold, we said responsible cleaning. Greco difference. So we use that to educate everyone on what we're doing, why we're different, everything.
That's incredible. And we had a question about marketing tools, and I think that's an ingenious one. And on that same note with education, Troy, I've got a follow-up question for you. Have you found that educating both your technicians or your clients to be challenging with this new idea and new concept? Has that been challenging, or do you find that has hindered your sales any?
I don't find that it's been, as far as when we say challenge, being difficult. Most are actually very receptive. When we tell them we're doing something different, or what's that machine do, or what's this device when we use the aqueous ozone, what does it do? It really spurs a lot of conversation, and we usually get that wow or that look like, okay, that's pretty cool. So really, we use it to educate them. We want to be perceived as the expert, and we want to be different than everyone else. That's
Yeah, for us, I mean, going back to, our incentive for going down this path aggressively was trying to gain back market share during the recession, and we found that when we would go into a prospective client's home with these tools, it set us apart from anybody else that they might be looking at, that we were able to speak to the science of cleaning, how we were cleaning their home in a healthy, responsible way. And there's a segment of the marketplace out there that will see value in that, and will pick you over other options. At the very least, you're going to make an impression. They're going to remember who you were.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of copycats in our area, too, because of that.
Which is good, though, because that helps validate what it is that we're doing. If other people are jumping on and doing it, that we get crossover. I mean, the more people that know about it, the more that it's better for us, those of us who are doing it in this way.
Fantastic, thank you. I've had a couple of questions about, if you use one-person teams, two-person teams. I think, Tom and Janice, you use two-person teams, and Troy, I think you follow that same model. But Diana, do I remember that you have both one- and two-person teams?
Yes, we do. We started off with one-person teams and did that exclusively until just this last year. And now we have both. We have one and two. And mostly we changed it from a management perspective. But, yeah, we haven't had any issues. We use the Ladybug and the protein backpack. And amazingly, my solo cleaning techs just get in the house with one trip and do a fine job. So we've done both, and I like both for very different reasons, actually.
Great, thank you. Let me see, hang on, we've got lots of questions coming in, and sometimes I can't see them because they're flashing in so quickly. We had a question about particularly kind of like a really nasty bathroom. Are we talking about using dry steam vapor as a way to save time in a situation like that? Or would that maybe be a situation where, at least the first time when it's really gross, you might use the chemical safely, or is the Ladybug a good time saver there? And I'll throw that one out for anybody to answer.
Troy, do you want to try that first?
Well, I'll give you one experience we had just the other day with the Ladybug. It wasn't a bathroom, but it was kitchen. And the top of the refrigerator, I had no idea when it was clean flat, but it had a lot of just grease and dust on top. Also, the hood above the stove, just a lot of grease. And what we were able to do is use the Ladybug, use the steam, loosen it, break that up, and then use the microfiber that's wrapped around the Ladybug to actually break that grease up. And for us, it was very effective, and it was a big time saver in that application, which was a real-world example we had.
I think our teams have gotten, and our estimator too, because she used, our estimators both have cleaned with the Ladybug. They've gotten really good at determining where the Ladybug will be beneficial and efficient and where it won't be. And so we actually, and plus over the years we've developed a lot of little tips and techniques that we use to make it easier not to use chemicals. But there are, what Diana said about stains is our major, is where we go with using a chemical. If we can't get out the discoloration due to a stain, where there is an actual chemical process that needs to occur in order to remove color, then we will go with a chemical. And we discuss that with our client. I mean, do you have health issues that absolutely prohibit you from wanting any type of chemical used in your home, or is it okay to use a little bit of oxy? in a targeted way to get these stains out. And of course, the ladybug has these huge bristles that just scrub away, and a lot of gunk, and also it just melts off. Oh, if you get a shower, there's a lot of soap scum, it just melts off right before your eyes. And that's always very satisfying from a cleaning standpoint. So I think there are several ways to answer that, but that's kind of my perspective on really nasty situations.
Anything else, Cece?
That's great. I'm actually sharing a bunch of resources now, direct hyperlinks, questions, technical questions about ladybugs and deionized water, and there were some questions, really technical questions about cleaning procedure. So I'm sharing some webinar links and some specific data links so that we can help answer as many people's questions as possible at one time. And certainly, I know Tom and Janice will be happy to talk with you. You can call their toll-free number anytime, and that is 1-877-214-4942. It looks like Tom's going to talk a little bit about the equipment available now, so he may even answer some questions before we get off the line.
Well, just quickly, all of the tools that we've discussed here today, you can find them on Modern Cleaning. I guess with the exception of some of the customized products that Diane is making, and who knows, one day in the future maybe you can find those here too. But the basic equipment you can certainly find. We have discount programs, and there's financing available as well, and you can find those on moderncleaning.com. And our phone number's on there as well. Please give us a call. Also, we've talked about training a lot about this. There's nothing intuitive about cleaning with some of these tools. It takes proper training, and we've spent a lot of time developing an online training program where you can go to schoolofcleaning.com and sign up and learn how to take these chemical-free cleaning tools and not only use them the way the instruction manuals would want you to, but to actually show you how you can put them to use in a professional way and clean homes on scale using these tools.
Yeah, you really can't have a successful and efficient cleaning procedure unless you know your equipment, and your cleaning procedure depends upon the strength of your equipment. So that's kind of one of the tenets of this training class.
And if you go to schoolofcleaning.com, you'll find the CFC technician training online, along with a few other interesting programs that would be worth taking a hard look at as well. And again, our contact information, moderncleaning.com, and our phone numbers on our website as well. We've got a couple of other events coming up here in the near future. Cece, would you like to tell us about those?
Thank you, Tom. Yes, ISE is always so pleased to sponsor and present a number of webinars throughout the month. Coming up in March, these are our two standards. The ISE First Wednesday at 1:30 webinar. Derek Christian is going to talk about email marketing, and we're going to we should have in place a nice introductory offer just for folks with ISE for constant contact, and we're certainly working with some of the others. We know folks like a few of the other email marketing, so that's going to be a focus there for a whole hour. Derek, who can pass up Derek talking about marketing? Come on. Plus, might be able to get you a sneak picture of the new baby he and his wife are having this week, hopefully, so everybody cross your fingers there. And then later in the month of March, Modern Cleaning's third Thursday at 3:30, Janice and Tom are going to talk about microfiber. You hear it all the time, and they're going to give you some very direct answers. Does it work, and can it make you more money as a business owner? They're going to get very direct about those two questions, the answers to those two questions. So hopefully you will join us again and think about Think about microfiber in combination with dry steam vapor, in combination with deionized water, in combination with aqueous ozone, which I believe Troy uses. So they've got some data from an ongoing study that can help answer these questions in a very scientific manner and give you some real hard answers there. So we will certainly look forward to having everybody back with us. And I'll remind you again, you can contact me at ISE anytime, and that's you can get us through the website that's down there at the bottom, or mail at isetoday.com, and you can contact Tom and Janice with Modern Cleaning directly at, I'll give you that toll-free number again, and that's 1-877-214-4942. Easy to get to either of the websites as well. Got all of our contact information in those respective locations. Haven't seen any more questions come through, so we will look forward to talking with you guys and hearing from you on the phone and in our email. Tom, Janice, thank you so much, especially your guests, Diana and Troy. Amazing to have you.
Thank you, Diana and Troy.
Have you with us, and you're kind of ever expanding this world of chemical-free cleaning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.